Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are reacting to Film Theory, The Dark Avengers Are Coming, Marvel Phase 4 by the game series. So subscribe, like the video, hit that bell, go to my second channel down below in the description, subscribe to my second channel, like the videos on my second channel, click that bell on my second channel, and down in the description below is my Twitch, follow my Twitch. Link down in the description below is my Reddit. Follow my Reddit. Post on my Reddit. Link down in the description below is my Discord. Join there if you want to. And do all of those things right now. Because if you don't do all of those things right now and then come back to this video, you don't know how to follow directions. And no one doesn't know how to follow directions than you. So do all of those things. Please. And I've streamed on my Twitch. It's available for like 13 days now. It's gonna be available for 13 days and it's gone. So go to my Twitch. I streamed some Fortnite. I don't have cam there because I don't know how to. I need a PlayStation camera, I'm pretty sure. So I don't have a PlayStation camera, so that's bad. And yeah, I've also been like uploading on my second channel. So yeah, go there, uploading some NBA 2K20, some Fortnite on there. I'll be alternating on those games, and then if you want some Minecraft hardcore in there, then you can get some Minecraft hardcore in there. So yeah, in 3, 2, 1, let's react. Walt Disney, a subdivision of Screen Rant.
So, you've got another Marvel movie for me? Yes, sir, I do. Coming up with original ideas for a series with over 20 movies in it has got to be getting difficult. Actually, It's super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Well, you remember how it's
barely an inconvenience? Really?
Star Wars, we ripped off Avengers Endgame? Boy, do I! On your left! But there are more of us, Poe. I am Iron Man. And I am all the Jedi. Making money off the same ideas in different movies in the exact same year is tight. Glad you think so, sir. Because that's exactly what I'd like to do to kick off this next phase of Marvel. Oh, really? Well, you know how we killed off Han Solo and then inexplicably made a movie about his backstory like a year later? You mean Solo, right? Yeah. Well,
I don't watch Star Wars, and I never will. I will never watch Star Wars. Alright, whatever Star Wars movie comes out, I will never watch Star Wars. But yeah, I don't know what happened in Star Wars, and I'm never going to know because I'm not watching Star Wars. Alright, I'm not watching Star Wars.
I was thinking of doing Solo a huge flop. Whoopsie.
It's too late now for a Black Widow movie. Marvel Studios is moving forward with a Black Widow solo movie that fans have clamored for since the character first debuted, but it's too late. Marvel Studios is moving forward with a Black Widow solo movie fans have clamored for. Black Widow movie, that's what you're gonna say? I mean, I'm not gonna watch it, but does that? Really?
Internet, welcome to Film Theory, the show that has canceled all of its red carpet premieres for the foreseeable future. Honestly, those were a huge expense for a YouTube channel anyway, and maybe we should have quit them earlier, but you know, home-popped popcorn just isn't the same. I am going through butter flavor substitute withdrawals here, people. Speaking of which, appreciate this video, friends, since it's likely the only Marvel content that you'll be getting for the better part of this year. The events of 2020 have resulted in a lot of massive societal shifts, but one of the most interesting to think about has been the absolute shattering of the Marvel movie cycle that we've been on for nearly a
because there's always a Marvel movie cycle, and when there's something that blocks the cycle, it has to go again. and it's gonna be a huge process to actually do.
At the beginning of the year and one at the end. Sometimes if they were feeling ambitious, they'd throw one into the summer months. The routine,
Nice.
like the superhero posters at your local AMC theater. April showers bring May flowers. May Star-Lord brings July Spider-Man. It gave you something to look forward to, but now, because of world circumstances, the House of Cards...
I mean, let's just say because Corona Corona is Spanish, and it means crown. So I'm gonna call it the crown situation. Because I don't want to get demonetized by saying Corona. So Corona means crown. So I'm just gonna say crown. Because, yeah.
That is the Marvel... I mean, 2020 was already going to be a stressful year for the MCU. You're coming off the conclusion of the biggest cinematic... to a whole new generation of faces. That's already a pretty big shift. Now, you have to get people on board for the next big thing to come. So that's challenge 1. Challenge 2, your House of Cards... You're no longer just asking audiences to invest in...
Are these movies real? Probably not. There's Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and Thor: Love and Thunder. Really?
Now there's also Disney Plus streaming shows that we have. Already had a subscription to watch Lizzie McGuire, so I guess I'll fit in WandaVision. And do I have to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier? We should start Marvel Connected Universe just to keep that same MCU acronym, because cinematic just isn't accurate anymore. Will this newer, bigger universe collapse? Spider-Man Far From Home and the Guardians of the... Oh, wait, that's right. A long time ago, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was scheduled to release in 2020. Characters to lay the groundwork for all the new adventures set to come. Fired off the project, only to be rehired a year later, but at that point the damage was done. Guardians was pushed back to that was already on the bubble of being direct. All that up to challenges 3 and 4. And now everything has been pushed back, with Black Widow coming out in November, with a domino effect to every other release date. I mean, I was just... and tons of smooth sailing. The Disney Marvel machine already had itself some rough waters ahead, and now they're even rougher, with Black Widow as the figurehead at the front of the ship. And all of this is story arcs between franchises where characters are introduced, twists happen, and those ripple effects are felt through the next wave of content, all of which is dependent Black Widow trailers, the less I think this is gonna be an empty filler movie in the release slate. Despite the world expecting Disney to just drop Black Widow onto Disney Plus, like Onward, or just follow the... Disney didn't do that. And beyond financial...
Yeah, Onward was released only on Disney Plus to actually
years worth of productions, so Black Widow would get a chance in theaters, because Black Widow is going to be as important to establishing Phase 4 of the MCU as Iron the fact.
That's a very uncreative. Uh, it's a very uncreative name. If it's the Dark Avengers, you gotta give it another name, because Avengers, they're not really avenging anything, right? They're just Dark Avengers. You gotta give it another name, like the Avengers. That would be a better name, but if it's actually Dark Avengers, that's not gonna be a good name.
I've already spent some time in a previous theory talking about how he is actually a she, Melina Vostokov, coming from the same training program as Black Widow, only with a chip on her shoulder because Natasha Romanoff is so much better at everything, and also left the rest of the girls trapped in that awful program. Melina gets herself injected with the four. But there is another, much more sinister and further-reaching villain marching across this movie, General Thunderbolt Ross. Now, many have forgotten by this point, but Ross is actually one of the earliest
Iron Man 3. What is the worst Marvel movie? Probably one of the... Probably The Incredible Hulk. Because no one remembers it, right? It's not good. Yeah.
Guys, have you watched Incredible Hulk? I mean, look at those CGI abs. I've seen more realistic looking stomach muscles on a PlayStation era Tekken character. Now, in that movie, General Ross was the bad guy, hunting down the Hulk, but since then he's been more or less a neutral force in the films, acting as US Secretary of State with his biggest act coming in the form of the Sokovia Accords from Civil War.
For the past 4 years, you've operated with unlimited power and no supervision. That's an arrangement the governments of the world can no longer tolerate. But I think we have a solution, the Sokovia Accord.
But there's a lot more to this character than meets the eye. His sinister nature has transformed Ross from a mortal military leader into something a lot more fearsome. The Red Hulk. An uninhibited, tactically intelligent adversary lovable green guy. In the comic storyline, he was created as part of yet in part by the criminal organization known as Intelligentsia. Now, here's where things get interesting. You see, while the Intelligentsia and its core members have yet to appear in the MCU, one of its key allies and partners for creating the Red Hulk has appeared in the MCU. Advanced Idea
privately funded think tank called Advanced Idea Mechanics, or AIM for short.
You see, in Iron Man 3, while everyone was busy complaining about the Mandarin,
Well, yeah, I have watched the Iron Man 3. Yeah, it was a pretty good movie. It was a pretty good movie nonetheless. I'm not gonna say it's the worst Marvel movie, because I haven't seen every single Marvel movie, but I think it's The Incredible Hulk. Because why would you see there's CGI apps? How worse can a Marvel movie be than with CGI abs? Yeah.
AIM was working in the background pulling the strings. They created the Extremis program, which made super soldiers in possession of heat-based abilities.
You breathe fire? Okay.
Now, Red Hulk didn't we just say that AIM was making heat-based super soldiers in Iron Man 3? And we know that in Black Widow, Ross is part with the return of the super soldier serum. So now if only we could confirm that AIM for the end of the film. And would you look at that? AIM is gonna be making an appearance in Black Widow. See, if you freeze frame and look at the medical equipment at the bottom of the screen,
have to be. How you'll watch a movie and you see AIM. How do you watch movies like that? Who watches movies like that? No one notices those little Easter eggs or something.
Down and the return of the MCU's evil scientist organization known for making heat-based soldiers, all combined into this one movie. Seems like it's more than just a coincidence. Now, all that alone back into the MCU, but it also reflects a plot from the comics with some bizarre implications. Marvel Breakdown comics involve Natasha getting just like Yelena. She does this born movie ever. Anyway, if this scene is real and not just manufactured for the trailer, it looks like too. Again, I don't know why you need to take it that far, considering that in Winter Soldier, Natasha had herself some pretty convincing facial disguise technology, but again, super spies gotta be super. But here's the twist, my friends. What if the facial swap doesn't end with this movie? So, Yelena and Natasha swap identities, or faces, or whatever. Maybe Natasha is trapped in prison or something, and Yelena is going out posing as her. Big whoop, right? Think again. Remember how in Infinity War and Endgame, Black Widow's hair was blonde rather than the usual red? The change was never explained in continuity. The characters definitely had blonde for a movie and a half for no reason. We all just dismissed it as a way to mix up the look of her character, keep her identity hidden while she's a fugitive from the government, or heck, action. But what if the blonde hair was an indicator that this isn't the real Black Widow, the one that we know and love and continue to question why she belongs in a team full of gods and tech billionaires? Now, hair alone wouldn't be all that much evidence, but what about the vest? We see it in the trailers for Black around the body, all worn in a half zip. It is the exact same vest that we see Natasha wearing in Infinity War during the subway fight scene to protect Vision. A tactical vest, no sleeves, 2 snaps along the neck, 3 double bracketed straps that wrap around the body, all worn in a half zip. Originally, I thought that Marvel Studios was going to do exactly what Marvel Comics attempted in 2002, replacing the but that wasn't a super popular decision. After a year's hiatus, the Black Widow comic returned with Natasha back forward. And that may just be our biggest clue as to Yelena's real purpose in the MCU. Between Ross's member of MCU's Thunderbolts, eventually leading to the reveal Avengers. Let's start with the Thunderbolts. Varied members depending on what version it is, but the general idea is that Thunderbolts look like superheroes on the surface, but are more of supervillains in disguise, or superheroes being misled by a supervillain. Red Hulk ran a on him when he realized that Ross was up to no good and wiped out almost the entire team. Other notable leaders of the Thunderbolts, Helmut Zemo and Norman Osborn. Both of these figures are up there, and Zemo was already in. So also know that a twist in Black Widow will be important for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, so the connections there just continue to deepen. All of it is a major indicator that the Thunderbolts are going to be playing a large role moving forward, and Yelena could serve as a perfect member of that almost hero supervillain team. As for Norman, well, he's already been hinted at in Norman Osborn does indeed join the chance to upgrade the Thunderbolts to the Dark Avengers. It's joined the group, he took it over, and then he made them into the Dark Avengers. Already be on our way there. An evil Hulk and an evil Black Widow. Things are definitely starting to take shape. And heck, we all know that the most exciting storylines are when the heroes end up fighting themselves. I mean, that's what the Power Rangers taught me. So there you have it, friends. Why leaders. Now, the biggest obstacle standing in the hero's way isn't Taskmaster or Thunderbolt Ross or even the Dark Avengers. It's just an enemy that's too small and too difficult for any of them to overcome. Now it's just a waiting game for the real-world heroes to save the on screen. But hey, that's just a
Flatten the curve. Whatever it takes. Avengers, self-quarantine.
theory. A film theory. And cuts.
So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Do everything I said in the intro. Because if you didn't do everything I said in the intro, it's gonna be very sad. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. And of course, peace out. Peace. Peace.